Hello, this is Alistair Beaumont, the Heretic Hermit. This is number 3 of my YouTube requested videos, my requested readings. This one's special because it's a big-ass reading. This one's for Henry Cortez 4005, which, there. And the question is about his friend Amanda. Wants to know if she's going to have, what will this year bring for her? And I'm happy to say that it will bring. I'm recording this part after I did the reading. I did the reading first, did that part, recorded, and now I'm doing the end in the beginning, or the end in the beginning, or whatever. So I'm happy to say that it looks pretty good overall. So I hope you enjoy the video. I hope it helps you out. And I'm going to shut up now so you can actually go and see what I have to say. So. Hello. So as I have it laid out here is the first 6 months of the year for dear old Amanda. So we start with January, then move to February, and then move to March, and so on. For early January, it looks like she's got a burden, which is probably no surprise. It's no surprise to me because that's why you're asking for this reading, because the idea is she's overwhelmed. Financial shift is coming in the end of January, and it's positive. So things are about to go up when it comes to her finances, which are good things that'll help. February, we're looking at the Knight of Cups. It's positive. The wish card, whatever she's wishing for, is going to come true. On the other side of it, it's going to be so good, she's not going to know what the hell to do next, because I don't think Amanda is used to having things go well. The Four of Cups suggests indecision at the end of February. For March, we have the Seven of Wands, profit after victory, which means I guess she'll figure it out. I mean, that's generally the idea here. She'll figure out where she wants to go. And then there's love at the end of March. Love finds a way. I don't know if she's in a relationship or what, but love is very strong here at the end of March. April, in the beginning, we have the Chariot for a major life decision. Could be anything. Hard to say at this point as to what it is, but it's definitely big. It also should be noted that it follows the Lovers. 6 for the Lovers, 7 for the Chariot, which means destiny is at hand. I don't want to jump so far as to say that like marriage is involved or anything like that, but it's definitely a major step. Unfortunately, at the end of April, we have conflict. So, I mean, if we had the chance, the focus should be here. Because the idea is whatever life decision she has to make, it results in conflict. So, like, I don't know if you can hedge your bets before you get there, but the idea is to point out that that's what you need to focus on, because it's possible to avoid this one. These are destiny cards, so it's hard to avoid that. It's probably going to happen, but this is choice. So it's possible for you to actually for her to not end up in conflict after whatever her life decision is when it comes to the Chariot. I said we're in April. April, May is what I said, yeah. Early May, 7 of Pentacles for the planting of the seed. It's positive. So we're planting a seed for the future. It suggests some sort of opportunity. The Page of Pentacles for the other half of April. No, March, April, May. The other half of May, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at this. Keeping this shit in my head while I'm trying to focus on the cards. The Page of Pentacles is on the other side, so it's somebody that brings her an opportunity. She plants the seed here, and then somebody brings her an opportunity in late May. Early June, we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is wealth, which means whatever they're offering, she should definitely take it without question, because it's like this is definitely leading toward everything she ever wanted. On the other side of that, in June, we have the King of Wands for desire. It's definitely masculine energy. It's definitely very passionate, very fiery. If this fails, if the Lovers fails because of the choice, if this doesn't work and that's what leads here, then this is probably somebody different, somebody new. Bringing up the other half of the year. July is a tricky one. July is where she needs to be the most careful. July does not look cool. Early July shows the 5 of Pentacles for poverty, which means some sort of loss, some sort of... If the King of Wands is somebody she's attracted to but isn't what's best for her, he could be the one resulting in this poverty. The attraction that she has to the King of Wands is almost, I don't want to say feral, but it's like animalistic almost. It's like he's everything she could have wanted when it comes, like, sexually speaking. But poverty suggests that he's the. I would say that because it's only attraction that he's dangerous in that regard. Not because I think he's dangerous overall, but just because he will lead to trouble. I don't think it's personal. Like, I just think, like, let's say for example that she does have the lever, she does have the choice or whatever, and then she finds this person, and then she just decides to throw caution to the wind and cheat. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, not judging anybody. I don't judge my clients, but let's just say she does that. It results in poverty. She loses something as a result, and the tower comes right after it. The towers will be a surprise disaster, some sort of upheaval. It's definitely going to hit her, for sure. I mean, this one is possible to avoid now that you actually know it's coming, but July is definitely a dangerous month, especially if things are going bad between her and whoever she's with in the lovers. August, early August, the King of Swords. I mean, I almost see this as the person she's with, so I don't know. It's like him being victorious over the whole thing. So it's like he's triumphant, whoever it is that she's with, that she falls in love with, which means he wins. He gets her back. I don't know. It doesn't feel negative to me. The Three of Cups feels celebration. So, I mean, the whole thing leans into some sort of mistake. If the Lovers happens and then the Chariot happens, and let's just say for the sake of argument, the Chariot is him asking her to marry her or something like that because he knows that he loves her. If that scares her away, or if she just accepts it but she's really nervous about it, and that leads down the road to her deciding to make this decision where she meets the King of Wands and then does this stupid thing and realizes this whole horrible fucking mistake because it literally results in disaster. Him winning would be basically her coming to him and telling him that she's sorry because she just was insecure. She wasn't sure about the marriage, and she wasn't sure about them getting so far so quickly, which is why we lead into the Three of Cups. So late August, we're celebrating because I think they've fixed out their problems. Things have worked out. July, August, September. September is rebirth. Should be noted, of course, this is a major, which means she truly wants to change and turn over a new leaf. And strength will be required because of her nature. I think it has to do with, I don't know if it's had to do with her just seeking out thrills or it just has to do with her. It's whatever it is when it comes to the insecurity that causes her to cheat, if that makes any sense. Not, like I said, not judging. It's just we are all who we are. Moving on to July, August, September, October. We got early October. We have the Page of Cups, which suggests some sort of birth. I mean, so the imagery shows a dragon coming out of the egg. I can't help it. It feels like birth to me. Like the birth of something, anyway. Page of Swords is bravery. If this is pregnancy, for example, which it could be, bravery is what she'll need to handle it. Because if you talk about want to trigger her insecurity, holy fucking Jesus, jumping Christ. You know what I mean. September, October. No. This is August, September, October, November. Six of Swords for November. The first is forced movement. It has to do with what happens here. This is why I really do think this might be pregnancy. Because the idea of forced movement is you have to make an adjustment to your life, whether she likes it or not. Because now we have to face this new thing. Late November is the Queen of Pentacles for being a provider, which means she comes into her own. She gets better, essentially. Queen of Wands for desire, because she learns that she gets what she wants. She actually comes into what she wants in life, what she hopes to achieve early December. And late December, we have the Enterprise. Not the Enterprise, but Enterprise. So things will just, her life is really going to straighten out. So the concept is, therefore, she falls in love from before. She falls in love here. Some sort of question comes up. He probably pushes too fast, too quickly. It causes all kinds of insecurity, which leads her to the King of Wands. He causes problems. But the guy that she'll be with, that she's in love with, will step up and basically forgive her, really. They'll celebrate the fact that forgiven her. Her whole life will turn around after that. She'll probably be pregnant and then have to face pregnancy, and it'll transform her life. First, she'll learn to accept it and be thrilled about it, and then she'll regain her desires and happiness, and that'll lead to enterprise, which opens up the rest of her life. So that's how it looks. So this is extra, the extra part of the reading that I wanted to cover because of how large the reading is. It's 24 cards, early and late for each month. The numbers is what's more caught my attention. So we have 11 minors total, which means most of it's choice. So it comes down to her, Amanda, making her decisions. 7 of it is courts, though, which suggests a lot of it is interference. Her decisions are going to be guided and disrupted by a lot of interference. In other words, other people's opinions, other people's lives, other people's events, other people's influence is going to have quite a bit of strength on what she has to make her decisions on, which is what's going to cause most of her mistakes. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. She also has 5 majors, which is important. Those 5 majors, I think I can do it in order here. The 5 majors, one moment here. The 5 majors in order. The lovers, we talked about that. So the lovers is when she actually falls in love with somebody. The chariot is him pushing too hard, pushing her too quickly to make a big decision, which is where the big problem is. If there's something you could do about it, like just get in the way. I don't know. She strikes me because she's so fiery. Probably she's too fucking stubborn to do that. But just so you know, it's like that's what it is. It's like he'll push her too much. So if you can the only thing you can do, hopefully, is to try to either guide her through it or come up with some way to delay him, because I just think that's what it is. She makes a decision too quickly. He doesn't give her enough time to make a proper decision, and because she rushes into it, she makes mistakes. If you actually know her as well as I think you do, then you probably know what I'm talking about, because the idea is that you know that she rushes into things sometimes because there's too much pressure. There's too many people interfering with her. There's too many people giving her advice. Something you can also tell her, by the way, is in my experience that when it comes to advice, you can go out and look out for advice, but unless people are agreeing on it, it's just opinion. So it's like if you ask 10 people and 10 people agree, well, then it's probably, you probably should do it. But if you have 10 people and you ask 10 people and everybody's got a different answer, it doesn't mean anything. Their advice doesn't mean anything. It's just personal perspective for each one, which won't help her and doesn't help anybody really. Because then it's just a slot machine. It's just which one are you going to pick? You're basically throwing the dice and hoping you get lucky. Following up with that, we have the Tower, which is what I'm most afraid of, because I think when she gets pushed into the decision, especially if I'm right about the King of Wands and she messes around with him and it causes all kinds of problems. Judgment for rebirth, which is good at least. I mean, if you're going to do what she does and then actually have somebody that forgives her, and we'll talk about that in a second, judgment to have the whole thing, basically her wanting to change and reform and be a better person, is worth it. So maybe there's nothing you can do about it. Maybe she just has to make these mistakes. The strength comes right behind the rebirth, because she's going to need strength. She's basically trying to transform herself, and that's it. Yeah. So those are the hallmarks that matter the most. Those are the things I don't think she's going to have much time changing. I hope we can do something about what happens on the other side of the Chariot, because like I said, that's the one that worries me the most. But because that stuff causes the Tower. Anywho, getting back to the numbers and everything else. So I'm going to jump to suits because they're important. We have 3 swords for intellect, which is another dangerous thing, because that means she's not using her head. She's using other things to make her decisions. The decisions she has to make are going to be... That's why I keep saying over and over again, this whole thing is about push. People are influencing her, pushing her into making decisions when she should stop, take a minute, and really think about what she wants, not what everybody else wants for her. I'm also getting the feeling that she thinks she's kind of stupid, which is unfortunate, because it's not about stupid. It's just about... I don't think she's stupid. I think it's just about that she has passion, and that's what she's looking for. And she has a weakness for it. When she finds passion, she likes to chase it. That's not a negative thing. It's just it's a characteristic. It's just who she is. 5 Wands is important. Second place for the suits has to do with fire and desire, which is, I just said. She's always trying to find pleasure, trying to find happiness. And sometimes she wants it so bad, she just kind of chases after it, like a rabbit. Or a dog chasing a rabbit, I should say. Or a dog chasing cars. Got 4 cups for the relationship, which is good. it's not too bad considering the fluctuation that you have, that she's going to have as with respect to it. So it's like, I would like to see it in second place. The fact it's in 4, I mean, it's better than nothing considering when she finds love anyway. And then, of course, we have the 7 Pentacles. Now, this is important. It beats all of them. It's 7 Pentacles, 5 Wands, 4 Cups, and 3 Swords. The Pentacles is what matters most. What we're looking at here is major life transformation. We're looking at the long road, the long game. That's why I'm wondering if those 2 pages have to do with pregnancy, because it literally is, it's the thing that would make the most sense for changing her outlook toward the future. Women dramatically change when they become mothers. So it's like, the idea is I can't fuck around anymore. I got somebody to take care of. And since she's such a sweet soul, it seems like, I mean, that's what this whole thing is about. This next year is going to determine several years down the road. So we're looking at major transformation here. It's about her bouncing off the walls, coming up with some sort of solution for the rest of her life. Luckily, there's no death in here. But I mean, she's gonna have change, but it's ding 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 ding, that kind of thing. So, and getting down to the numerology, which is what the last part of this is, it is interesting. The sequence of numbers is as follows. I'm just going to say it, and then I'll go over it. 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 9, and 3 10s. 10, 10, 10. What's most important about this sequence is what's missing. No 1. Which means we're not going to have a beginning of a cycle. We're ending a cycle. 3 10s is tied with 3 7s and 3 6s. 6 is about resolving chaos and problems. 7 is about planting a seed for the future, which I've already talked about, and the 10s have to do with ending a cycle. The cycle I think that we're talking about ending here is the cycle that she has when it comes to her behavior, which I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the idea that because she has so much fire and passion, she doesn't stick to things too much. She jumps from one thing to the next pretty quickly, and that's going to stop this year. That's going to be changed dramatically based on what she has to go through, which is why, as I'm sitting here talking to you about it, I'm not sure if there's anything you can do other than just be there for her. If you're her friend, I'm assuming you are, just be there for her as she goes through this. I know she said it rough before. The nice thing is, especially early on, it doesn't look like finance is going to be the problem. So if she's had financial trouble or like career trouble and shit, that's all taking a backseat. That's not even, the reading doesn't even seem to care about it. So it's like that stuff early on is taken care of. So whatever she has career-wise is going to pick up. It's going to pick up right, like soon, like early on, like the end of January, beginning of February. It's like things are going to pick up, and then the rest of it is just about figuring out the rest of her life. So it's like the work part is going to solidify right here early on in the year. Then we have love coming in, and then the rest of it. So the career part, the finance part, and the career part, I think is solid. Once that actually gets through that first part, she's not going to have to worry about that. That part's going to be fine. It's just everything else is going to go a little crazy. Oh, what else to say? 2 for development, 2 3s for progress. Progress is slow because she is how she is. Luckily, there's only 1 4 for a plateau, so at least that helps. Progress is better than the plateau. Plateaus is like, a couple of 5s for chaos, but I like the fact that the 6s resolve it and the 7s plant seed for the future. There's not that much growth, but that has to do with just her nature. The growth will come late in the year. It's like if I'm right about the pregnancy part, that's part of it. It's part of her growing. It's part of her development, part of her evolution. So of course it'll be slow because it's not going to happen until late in the year. The 9 is the sign. I forget suddenly which card is the 9. Which one was the 9? One moment. Let me see if I can find the 9. The Cups. The wish card early on. That has to do with her career. Pretty sure. Unless it's love, but I mean, she knows more than I do. Maybe you do too. But the wish, it's just a wish, and the wish is going to come true. So I mean, that part's easy enough as a sign. And then, of course, the 3 10s to end the cycle, which just means this is a year for her to evolve into a stronger, more reasonable person. So there you have it. Looks pretty good overall. A little rocky, but could be worse. Could be a lot worse. So, hope this helps you out. May the universe guide you to prosperity and happiness. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. And I will be seeing you. If anybody out there has any questions you want to ask, This is what I'm doing now. I'm enjoying myself too, so hopefully these videos are helping you out. Take care, and I wish you the very best. And like I said before,